Social Service Office at Bedok and School of Concepts present Fighting Against Covid-19.
It's the start of another day at school when the form teacher Mrs. Chan walks in and says, "Is everyone all right today?"
I'm fine, but I know that I will have to stay at home if I am ill,
Ollie says with goodwill. Mrs. Chan smiles and says, "That's very good, Ollie. We don't want the virus to make us blue." Drew curiously asks,
"What can this virus do?"
Mrs. Chan says, "Covid-19 is a type of virus that makes it hard for you to breathe and feel very ill."
"Oh no!"
Chloe says while standing still. Chloe looks at her friends and wonders if she can continue coming to school, going for recess, and playing with her friends. She wonders what she will be able to do during the weekends. She wonders where the virus can be. She knows that the virus is something she cannot see. Is it on the doorknobs we turn, or the chairs that we sit on? Or can the COVID-19 virus lurk even on the tables where we put out plates of yummy food? Ollie asks,
"How serious is this virus that the world is so worried about?"
"We have to take precautionary measures so that everyone around us is safe and healthy," Mrs. Chan replied. Drew raises his hands and asks,
"Mrs. Chan, is that why we are all seated 1 meter apart from one another?"
Mrs. Chan replies, "Yes, children, it is for social distancing."
"Always remember, children," Mrs. Chan alerted, "the virus travels very easily, so try to avoid talking on the phone or to one another when taking buses and trains or at any place where there is a crowd. Ensuring our personal hygiene is very important." Drew wonders aloud,
"How can personal hygiene help us cope?"
Mrs. Chan says, "We need to wash our hands with soap." Ollie asks,
"That sounds simple, but for how long?"
Mrs. Chan smiles and exclaims, "For twice as long as the birthday song." Ollie asks,
"What other measures do we have?"
Mrs. Chan replies, "Remember to wear our masks when we go out. At the entrances of buildings and schools, remember to check in." Chloe adds,
"Oh, then I should remind myself not to touch my face. And go to the doctor immediately if I feel ill."
From behind newspapers, Drew emerges.
"Avoid crowded places and going overseas. It's our responsibility to stay healthy and practice good hygiene."
Ollie adds on quickly.
"And to remind those around us to be safe and keep clean. This is what we mean by social responsibility."
Mrs. Chan looks at her students proudly. Indeed, her students are ready to fight the COVID-19 virus slow and steady. We are part of our nation where people stand united, where well-stocked supermarkets with food, masks, and everything we need are readily available. Finally, but most importantly, I'd like all of you to say something with me. We'd like to thank our healthcare workers who fight COVID-19 frontline so very selflessly.
Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts.
This story is brought to you by MSF Social Service Office at Bedok.